I can't wait, guys. Second semifinal, another best of three. Who's gonna face Happy in the grand final? Happy versus Fly, man. We've seen this at some BRECs in the past, and it tended to go Fly's way. But yeah, first XlorD here. Dust Boys, what do you think about this?
Well, I'm of course would be very excited to see Happy against Fly in the finals, but as I said, if XlorD makes it through Fly, that would be, in my opinion, an upset. And XlorD is playing very, very well. I think this would be an incredible accomplishment for XlorD to be able to make it through Fly. So I'd be very happy for him. And then we would have, of course, the Undead Mirror. Can you imagine the story if XlorD makes it through Fly? And then he's the one to beat Happy at the end of the day. We always think it's going to be the Asians. People said it might be Hitman. People said it might be Lin or Fly or someone like that. And then at the end of the day, it was always XlorD. It was always going to be Germany. Can you imagine that story?
The big faith in Alfonso, aka Alfredo Coco.
Yeah.
Very methodical, patient play yesterday. Can you do that against a Blade Master right-clicking you with 1 HP, trying to go for that last one walk?
Fly's an aggressive player too, though.
Super aggressive.
Yeah,
super aggressive. And all the orcs losing heroes to creeps, they're just going balls to the wall this weekend. So I don't know. XlorD really has to stay composed, stay in the pocket, play his game. All right, keep his stick on the ice. All right, and try
Hurry hard.
And 4-0 ball game.
Yeah.
Okay, if XlorD wins, this would be a rematch of the very, very first W3 Champions Grand Final in Europe, where it was Happy versus XlorD. Afterwards, it was, I think, Hawk and Todd. Yeah, and of course, Fly would be the first non-European in the W3 Champions Grand Final. Games are about to kick off. Everybody, thank you, Oileros for the sub, Moonhawking for the sub, Burrow Rush for the 100 bits. Bidoo, less than 3, he says.
Hey, what's going on?
I knew you were going to say that.
What's going on? Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, Tide Hunters. Apparently, to start us off, the question is, who has more experience on this new map? Is it going to be Fly or is it going to be XlorD? I would say it would probably be XlorD that has more experience, but I'm looking to see something new. Orc against Undead on Tide Hunters. Give me something new, boys.
All right, back at
Give me something good. Go ahead, Neil. Sorry. I just get these feelings that overwhelm me, and I can't control it.
I can imagine. Back at WGL Summer, it was, of course, XlorD playing on NetEase, Fly playing from China. Today, it's a little bit different. Back then, Cryptlord was all the rage in Europe. XlorD brought the Cryptlord to Asia. And so you know how the story went from there. And now, is it back to DK? Is now Farseer Headhunter all the rage? The Dust Boys will tell you all about it.
Oh, baby. What's going on, Carson?
What's going on, Rick? You gonna have a cake later?
No.
Gonna have a little slice, little cookie crumble, little ice cream. What do you think?
Score bar,
delicious.
Yeah,
delicious.
Homemade. Mom's making a score bar. It's like a toffee wafer. It's so good. It's delicious. It's a nice, tasty treat. It's good for the whole family. And speaking of good for the whole family, what a banger! Orc versus Undead this time, stepping into Fly100%, who has been playing amazing. And look at that war mill. That's Farseer Headhunters, my man.
Yeah, and it was Crypt Altar from XlorD at the bottom, of course, of Tide Hunters. So we're gonna see yesterday Fly was calling out every single build of Infi, and today it's no different. He's calling out the Cryptlord, of course, Tide Hunters. There's the Cryptlord, of course, as well as the Farseer. Tide Hunters is a very strong Cryptlord map because of the ease of the Expo creep, Rick. So this is a smart build. We even saw Hitman doing this at the ESL Cup against Mikhail, and that was the only time he went Farseer Headhunters in a 4-game best-of-5. So a strong build from Fly would give him the edge in the early game, but it's not as though it's unplayable for XlorD. He's at a slight disadvantage with this build order, but still has a chance, and he can, of course, play, just like Juan shows us in Europe, on occasion. You can play one base with that Cryptlord, baby.
Yeah, 4 for 4 is Fly's random coin tossing strategy against Undead. Although Farseer Headhunters is good against other variations too. But I mean, you kind of nail it right on the head, like you said, with this Cryptlord opener. Because we know that XlorD's going for that expansion. So we'll see. We'll see how Echo Scout as well. Going to see everything. So XlorD's well aware. Does that change the tempo in which he does it? Probably not. Probably just going to beeline it this time. Going to kill the Sea Giant camp. Wish it was a Sea Turtle, but it's going to be a Sea Giant. And then probably make his way over this expansion. But like you said, Fly is going to be right in his face right off the bat. We'll see how XlorD handles this.
The aggression will probably never stop. We see Fly even. Okay, he did cancel that header. I said he's going to go a big investment before attacking. No, it just will be 2 headers before the attack. Here's the Farseer. So XlorD knows what's coming. He doesn't see a grunt yet, so he'll know it'll be headhunters. The question is he just going to attack when he sees this Farseer? I think that would be the safest choice. It could be very difficult to get an expansion up against Farseer headhunters. The Beetles are going to be on the Farseer. This is nicely done so far from XlorD. We're going to see patience be a virtue here for XlorD, and I think he's going to show no different.
I think we might see a tech, actually. We haven't seen a Blight Skull. We haven't seen any real means of that Acolyte coming out. And the tech would be in right now if he was doing that. But so far, looking like he just wants to creep. Nice deny so far. But yeah, how is he going to handle this train that is coming with the second Headhunter and the third Headhunter on the way? A quick tech from XlorD. He's already adjusted.
Yeah. I think that's a great choice. I really do. And he's putting some damage on the Headhunters. And he's just going to creep up. And what you can do if you don't have the economic edge is get the experience edge. And level 3 Cryptlord early on can be great. Of course, Fly being the aggressor is not going to have the opportunity to get too much experience. But a second ghoul going down. The first one was denied. So it's a decent chunk of experience so far for the Farseer, but it will be still the lead for XlorD. Cannot lose too many ghouls, however, though, but he is having skeletons on at least 1 Headhunter that's getting kind of low for Fly. And Fly is in a position now with 4 Headhunters, soon to be 5, where he could start taking aggressive camps on the map.
Threatening Impale Surround. The Impale lands. Can he lock it in?
Oh! So close. That's a big mana investment, Ricky. That's huge if you don't land that in. You have to pretty much get a kill or a TP if you're going to invest in that Impale. And there was a staff anyway on the Farseer, so I'm not sure if that was the right play for XlorD, but still pulling off that Farseer. Both heroes getting pretty low, actually. Cute
surround on the Headhunter. Going to be able to pick off at least one of those. That's a nice pick off for XlorD.
Oh, the Farseer!
The Farseer! No way.
I think he's gonna get a. Oh my god, he's so low. Fly forgot about his Farseer not once but twice and took extra damage on it. There was no reason it should have gotten that low, but the shop, although forgotten a little longer than he would have liked, is going to be up for Fly. So he's gonna heal it up. But the Headhunters, oh, there's not quite an Impale yet, but okay, not going for them. But both players backing off in a very aggressive early game.
And Fly going to get out of Dutch there, but and start creeping. Finally, he'll get level 2 and Cloak of Shadows, which could help when this Cryptlord's being pretty nasty. Staff and Cloak and TP. There's no way the Farseer dies, right? But tier 2 almost on the way. There's the graveyard for XlorD as well. And yeah, interested to see what the transition is once you deviate from that expansion. Do you go for it at tier 2? He's got the Ritual Dagger, pops that. Nice healing right there. And yeah, Farseer's right back, though. And taking a big camp, Carson. That's the shop. And usually you see it contested, but this time, you know, the Cryptlord took so much damage. And XlorD is going to be doing that tier 2 expansion. So lots of time for the Farseer to actually creep this up and maybe work his way back over to the Expo and put on damage after.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to see close, if not level 3 Cryptlord here from the expansion creep, as well as the Acolyte and the Death Knight coming out. So you're absolutely correct in saying that. The Farseer, like you said, could creep to level 3, could maybe go over to the marketplace after this Goblin shop and get level 3 and then continue the pressure. The Scout will have to confirm it first, of course, though. The Wolf is going to go over. The Illusion's going to go to the south for Fly. He's going to get all the information in the world. Torn Chieftain about 50% out, a little bit ahead of the Death Knight. And a second Bestiary for Fly. He's going full aggressive here with these dual-beast Raiders, perhaps, or Wind Riders is also viable. Of course, air units cannot be impaled, so that they're pretty good against the Cryptlord. And will this be level 3 Farseer? Certainly will be with the pull out of the Rock Golem. And a nice creeping from Fly.
One Wyvern so far. This will be double Bestiary Wyvern behind this, which I don't know if it's just one just to scare XlorD or if he will fully commit to this, but it's on one base as well. DK, oh wow, he almost walked right into a surround, was XlorD, but quickly realizing that his DK was there. Now he's just trying to be annoying, and he might actually be able to come back. The XlorD, the Cryptlord, and the units coming back could be potentially a creep jack. The creeps are done, but now Fly's kind of wedged into this corner, and here come the ghouls.
All right, there is an impale. Zeppelin is 15 seconds off. There's a big impale on 2 illusions, though, and a wolf, actually. So only 1 header caught out of position. The Tauren Chieftain coming in up the high ground. A stomp could be great here, but that's 2 headers going down, 3 headers going down. Fly, is he overcommitting to this? 1 Wind Rider coming in from the left-hand side, but I just don't think that's enough damage. A big commitment. There's a Zeppelin now available, but what are you even going to ferry out? A couple of ghouls, of course, falling, but of course, XlorD is expanding, I assume, pretty soon behind this, but the trades are definitely in favor of the German.
Definitely surprised that he stuck around that long to lose all the headhunters. I mean, yeah, that's not his late game deal, actually switching to Raiders right now as well. So it's just really weird that he decided to lose everything, but the mine isn't up yet for XlorD either. In fact, not even close. What happened to the wood? Did he not cancel? Or did he not even put it up yet?
He's never.
Oh, he got web. Okay, he got web. He got web.
Yes. Yeah, he has been taken to tier 3, so it is just a ziggurat there to see, you know. Oh my god, almost surrounded the Tauren Chieftain. Hold that thought for a second. Okay, but there could be a staff passed over if there was an impale, for instance, invested to get that surround. So Fly is safe for now, but yeah, I guess he just wanted to see sort of what the build order, what the reaction to that Nerubian tower was, and with the dual beast Wind Riders and now Raiders coming out as well for Fly, XlorD doesn't want to go for it. Web is going to secure 1 Wind Rider, but the Fiend is also taking a lot of damage. Stomp is there. Oh, is the web going to wear off, actually? Might have to invest a coil to get the kill. Yeah, he's going to have to use a coil to get it. Oh, and XlorD doesn't even use it. A little bit unfortunate, and the units all get away. Fly microing beautifully. Oh, no, a statue falls now too, Ricky, and Fly's just getting all the trades now.
Yeah, I was kind of confused with this composition from Fly, but he's actually making it work. The Raider staying alive allows him to just pick off these units one by one, and yeah, XlorD definitely not committing that coil into the Wyvern. Gonna cost him dearly because he's still trying to commit to this expansion while pumping out some Fiends. Lich finally coming out. Could add some clarity as well with the orb, and that could finally be the damage that he kind of needs to be able to sustain these fights, because the TC's still level 1. I mean, about to get level 2 here, but with the orb, should be able to help XlorD out in these fights. He needs to get that DK up, though. DK needs to get level 3.
Yeah, and the bigger the armies get, the better it will be for XlorD. Raiders and Wind Riders are great for trading in small numbers. You can ensnare, you can micro units back, and really trade favorably. But once there's, you know, enough Fiends for web, there's big impales on the bigger ground army of Fly, then XlorD will have the advantage. But that's, of course, why Fly going for this early expansion once he has some map control, and this is going to enable him to just have more stuff when the favor tilts towards the undead.
Getting really worried about that skink position later on. Might have to take that out, but yeah, as soon as the nuking comes in, like you said, everything's just gonna melt. There's no Spirit Link here. Everything will just start to melt. So Fly is kind of on a window until he gets up that big critical mass. But Beetles are going to cancel this expansion of Fly unless a Fly gets back. Okay, now he's running back. Should be able to ensnare and maybe save this Great Hall. I don't think it's going down, but still very annoying. And XlorD could do this all day. He's still got 3 Beetles in his main army, and now he's going to creep something big, which might be this Knoll camp, but really annoying. And this is XlorD's way of buying time, right? Like trying to make sure that he can get up that Fiend count, that Destroyer count, and creep up his heroes.
Yeah, XlorD's in a rough position because he, of course, cannot out-creep Fly, who has Wind Riders and Farseer and Aura. It creeps very, very quickly, and he needs to push eventually, too, because there's an expansion coming up, but he can't get a counter-expansion up because there's, you know, Wind Riders, and it would be very difficult to get that mine up. So XlorD's in a difficult position strategically to know what to do, because kind of no matter what he does, if he gets in a creeping war like he is right now, he's just going to get out-crept, and if he gets creep-jacked, he's just going to lose everything. Of course, no town. Okay, there is a town portal on the Crypt Lord, but Ensnare, of course, is going to force that town portal regardless. So the position for XlorD is rough, but he's getting more Fiends, and that's a necessary thing, of course, for that web on those Wind Riders.
It does seem like the window's kind of closing for XlorD, though. This expansion's not up yet, and he's kind of in a position where if he loses one fight, he has nothing to fall back on. Fly is about to have this expansion. His army looks good. His hero levels are ridiculous. And I really am concerned for XlorD's ability to come back into this game if he does end up taking a really bad fight. He might have to TP as soon as he's jacked. So all of these creep camps are gravy for him right now, and he might get really close to level 3 DK, actually nuking some of these units down just to, first of all, use mana, but also just be able to get some of this experience as fast as he can. But really nice items on this TC. Look at the Robe of the Magi as well.
Yeah.
Just additional mana and super tanky with the boots and the ring. Everything looks really good for Fly, and right now he's going to find XlorD here, and I feel like XlorD has to TP. This is a tough fight.
Nice Coil Nova. If he had level 3 Death Knight, maybe better chances, but there is, he kills a Raider and he TPs out. The best possible outcome for XlorD there. He gets a lot of creep camps, and then he town portals away. He, of course, got the red and then that consumable camp right there. And he TPs away after getting a Raider, and now he can go up to the top and start trying to at least contest the camps. If he needs to kite away, he can run to his Nerubian as expansion. So XlorD doing what he can despite being a little bit behind after the trades in the early game. And now the expansion is up for Fly. We're going to see beetles go across the map. 3 going to the north for now. And the Echo Harass could be good. Of course, if you can deal with that burrow that doesn't have fortified for Fly at the expansion, then those peons will be very exposed.
Of course, an issue for XlorD as well. He's not going to have any time to bank on this expansion that pops up, immediately breaking with the second Acolyte that would go into the mine. So just deciding to just build Fiends, and, well, if I'm going to break, then I might as well just do it. But 56 supply against 66. Fly looks really solid right now. These Wyvern, a pretty high count, 7 Wyvern. As long as he doesn't get them immediately webbed, but there's 4 webs available. He's gonna have to really rely on these stomps and chain wave from Farseer, but this could still be a tough fight for XlorD until he can really buy some more time. And keep in mind, Carson, XlorD's mine's still not mining, so he's still in this window where if he takes a bad fight, he's kind of boned.
There is a Book of the Dead and greater mana on the side of XlorD. He just got Helm of Valor, but here comes the big fight. Could be a stomp to start things off. Of course, no silence to deny this Torn Chief, and the Wind Riders are putting in so much work. Impale not getting too much value because all the units are in the sky. The Destroyer is a necessary evil that is going to fall down immediately to the Wind Riders. Nova coming in, Stomps coming in, Chain Lightning to deal with the Skeletons. Dakota was hungry, but no longer. Couple of Wind Riders going down, the Impale on the heroes. Is XlorD trading decently? I don't know. It seems as though there's more orcs still here as the Fiends fall one after the next, but 43 supply for Fly to 54 for XlorD, who seems to be doing it with the smaller army at the beginning of this fight.
XlorD actually microing like crazy, actually splitting his Fiends perfectly to avoid some certain stomps, which bought him way more time to kill the Wyvern. The Wyvern are gone, Carson.
Yeah.
XlorD being able to play with Dota at this point, all the units going back home, and right now, Fly kind of losing everything. 39 supply where he was at 66. What just happened? XlorD out microed Fly like crazy. Coil on this Kodo that's gonna revive a Fiend. Oh no, you got an Impale.
Okay, the Farseer almost falling, but the Farseer did get level 5. It could have fallen there. Now the hero levels for XlorD are absolutely insane. Beautifully microed there. And the expansion is now mining. He's just got to get a 5th Acolyte, which he is building. And yeah, Fly is going to have to tech tier 3, I feel like. His lumber is absolutely horrible as well. Of course, he transferred lumber peons to that second base. And there's not a lot of creeps on the map. There's a few green camps, and the marketplace still open. Of course, the marketplace probably has some juicy items too, some nice auras. And both these players do have the economy to do that. But now with the level 3 wolves, its destroyers are dealt with. These wolves are pretty much 2 Blade Masters, so you need these destroyers in the air. So Fly should focus on countering the counter to the wolves, if you will.
Sitting in his base, though, very comfortable. This is exactly where XlorD wants to be. Expansion is up. He's mining. He won the good fight. He knows all those Wyvern are dead. That's 7 Wyvern. That's so much supply. Now Fly's on the back foot trying to macro. XlorD playing this beautifully right now. Not diving in, not giving Fly that chance to come back with a gank or a creep jack. And the hero levels are pretty good for Fly, but the army needs to transition. 2 more Wyvern, some Headhunters, a Kodo coming out now. We're still getting into that dicey situation where a bad fight again, Wyvern get very costly, and we're starting to see the impact on Fly's economy. No wood, at least not as much to be able to mass, so going to be back up to 57 supply. But when all of the supply is in Wyvern, which costs 4 each, it's a little misleading. Like, it looks like 61 for Fly, 59 for XlorD, but the army is very much stronger for XlorD right now.
Yeah, this is going to be probably an easy fight as the Farseer staffs in. He doesn't have a town portal. Oh no, he might have to speed scroll away. Heal scroll used. The Stomp is decent. The Wolves are putting in work. Actually, the Destroyer falls to a nice ensnare. Okay, if the Stomps are good, then maybe Fly can do it. The Kodo has not eaten yet. The Torn Chieftain has an invuln. That's a decent Stomp. That Kodo should eat behind that. The Wolves in the air, but the Destroyer, okay, they are split, so the Devourer magic is not that good. Can Fly do it? Invuln force from the Death Knight, who still has plenty of coils, and the Lich is pelting away in the back by the Marketplace. One more Stomp for Fly, who gets level 5. An even fight, but it seems as though Fly is now kind of destroying with the Wolves in the later end of this fight and the 2 reinforcing Wind Riders as well.
XlorD trying to get some webs in, but he just couldn't. The Stomps were on point, as well as the ensnares. And yeah, Fly taking a really good fight for once in this game. And now the Wyvern starting to be a problem. Less Fiends on the map, more Wyvern. And good fight for Fly, and XlorD kind of missed his window to take advantage of that, but the Stomps were so good. He tried to split. He actually dodged Kodo eats on the Fiends, but a Stomp after Stomp, and you're trying to get those webs in. And as soon as you do, then you can use the Beetles and the Fiends to kill those Wyvern, but just not happening in that fight. A bit unfortunate.
This game's so back and forth, man. Okay, so early game, won by XlorD, kills a lot of Headhunters, and then Fly loses another fight, but then Fly wins a big fight right there. The Wolves are so good, especially when you have so many Wind Riders. The Destroyers can really not live against those, and then the Wolves just kill all the Fiends. They are actually such a strong carry with that Stomp on top. We see just how hard they are to kill, even with a coil invested. But there's still a strong nuke for XlorD. Can he go for a kill on these Raiders and then kite the Wind Riders with the few Fiends that he does have? The Stomps cannot be big, though, or XlorD cannot win these fights. He has to avoid this Torn Chieftain, and it's getting more and more difficult.
Yeah, units are getting picked off here, and he's starting to run, but he's not doing anything behind this ensnare on one of the Fiends, but there hasn't been any webs yet, and these Wyvern are getting away with murder. The Stomp is crazy. One more Fiend going down, and that's one less chance of XlorD coming back into this game. He needs these Fiends. He's going for the Raiders right now.
Death Knight's just dead. Yeah, and the Stomp is huge, and what looked good for XlorD after that beautiful fight to the north of his expansion is looking like a 20 supply deficit and almost level 6 Orc heroes. Will we see the Earthquake? There's the Dust. One more kill, and we will have that level 6 Farseer. And although the ultimate isn't always skilled, we may just see it here as the Death Knight tries to come back from the altar, but XlorD just doesn't have much left at all, despite being on 2 base.
I love that Fly just decided to keep committing to this Wyvern style, despite getting decimated in that fight. Just came back, and one good Stomp, one good engage could go a long way. The Fiend, okay, but there's Dust still, right? Oh no, he doesn't have any more Dust. Okay, so the Fiend does get away with that burrow, but there goes the Crypt, and there goes your Fiend production. And how many do you have? 2? The Micro's got to be out of this world. XlorD has the Micro to do it, but one of the Fiends about to go die to the reveal, but okay, doesn't die yet. Nova is good. Kind of have to be nuking down these Wyvern while not losing anything, but the Stomps, Carson. The Stomps all day long.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If it weren't for these Stomps, if there are big Novas, big Impales, maybe there's a way. There's decent trades so far for XlorD, but the Raiders are just going to always ensure that Fly gets his as well. Out of mana on that Farseer, but the worst case is that XlorD's out of mana on all 3 heroes. Now the Lich is most likely going to fall. Stomp going to secure that. Nothing to save that bad boy. There's no coil. Town Portal, actually. Okay, a nice pass from the Cryptlord, but there's pretty much just heroes left for the German.
Kept the Crypt, though. 258 health. He's going to be spamming Fiends out, trying to get a Slaughterhouse at the expansion, but the Wolves are going to decimate the Acolytes, and there's still tons of Raiders just for hit and run if Fly wants to. The
Farseer, there's a coil! There's a coil! Right, he kills the first hero. That is the way back in. But level 6 on the Torn Chieftain, and Fly has enough gold to get the Farseer back, but kills a Raider as well. And although the Wolves, as you say, decimated the Acolytes, the expansion still stands with 2 towers. And XlorD finds a way to hold on, and actually Fly only 12 supply up currently, so
the Wyvern are so expensive. Look at the undead heroes, Carson. They're almost 5. Keeping burrowed Fiends in at the expansion. He still has this Crypt, and yeah, he's still mining. Actually unsummons the Temple of the Damned. Doesn't need that anymore. He knows what he needs. I need statues and I need Fiends, and I just need to be able to hold on because my hero levels for the undead could actually beat this army. 6 Orc, but for some reason it's the undead that has the stronger heroes. This is crazy.
Yeah, Fly was so low on wood there that he actually took 2 off of his expansion to mine more lumber. A Shredder, probably not the worst investment, but it might be too little too late because the main bases are about to run dry in just about 1 minute. And then, you know what? Both these players get down to only heroes. I gotta say, the Undead probably has the advantage with having 3 heroes, with having that strong nuke against the Farseer. The Wolves are great in these low supply fights, but they still have to trade down to low supply. 59 against 50. I would say that XlorD may be fine with that because, of course, tier 3 against tier 2, tri-hero against dual hero, and he does have the home base advantage of Fly is the aggressor yet again.
Yeah, Fly not making the mistake Lale did in that series, buying dust this time. Wants to kill those fiends. And the webs are good off the bat, actually. XlorD going to be able to take out a few of the Wyvern before the stomps even come in. Impale to counter the stomp. XlorD stealing units right now. 2 Wyvern go down. About to be a third. XlorD, are you kidding me? The stomp is in, but it's good, but maybe too little too late. There's your damage dealer. The Raiders are inconsequential. XlorD going to be running away with this fight. I think it's just Kodos and a couple of heroes.
God.
Are you kidding? XlorD.
Oh, all the Raiders are falling. The heroes are so good. Neither of the Kodos have eaten, and the Stomp initially wasn't good. That Impale was insane, and the home base advantage is really, really strong right now for XlorD. Okay, there's no mana left on the Farseer. The Destroyer is going to fall, so that one Wolf will be able to put in some work right now. Can the Kodos eat? Both players yet again seemingly trading down to no units. 2 Kodos, 2 Fiends, and a statue. Level 6 Torn Chieftain is not something you want to be surrounding. And again, we're in a position where, you know, it's just pretty much heroes.
Yeah, the TC's got Mana Pot and Heal Scroll, so focusing it, probably not the issue. I think you should probably just ignore these heroes if you're XlorD and just go for the units. Another web, another cheeky web, and another Wyvern going down. And these are expensive units for Fly, who's sitting very broke at 45 supply. XlorD, however, 52, looking good. 1 Fiend going down. This is what Fly needs to do now, is start to pick off these units. He does have a Stomp as well. And this Mana Pot, I feel like Fly should just be stomping like crazy, but he's looking for the right opportunities. And stomp here, stomp where? Stomp nowhere?
Oh, a Headhunter. Really not what Fly probably meant to build. The Wolves are great, but the Frost Armor, of course, there's no way to get rid of that for Fly. XlorD saving both the Fiends. Block on the one Fiend. Perhaps going to snag himself a kill. Yep, Wind Rider comes in, and there's no web here. Be
this is constantly 54 to 45 to 45 to 54.
51 to 53 right now, dude.
This is so back and forth, but the hero levels are crazy for the Undead, and completely out of mana is XlorD. He's got an Impale lined up and 2 coils about to be. Needs to work the statue overtime right now. About to have a Nova as well. Okay, he's got a Nova, so he's got a nuke on each of the heroes, and the statue running overtime. The Wolves trying to get some of the Acolytes.
I don't know if Fly can do this anymore. It's just the heroes are better for XlorD, and he's got tier 3. Once the army count is low, he can morph a single destroyer with, which he has right now. If he keeps that alive, the Wolves will not be that great any longer. On one base, I just do not see, now that the main base has run dry, I just don't see how Fly can really win a fight against these heroes, short of getting up to maybe 70 supply. I really don't think he's going to have a good shot, and right now, XlorD's the one with the even supply. Or a slight supply advantage, I should say.
Not going to be able to get this expansion up, but XlorD still okay with that. He's got the Acolytes in his main base that he could still build an expansion if Fly backs off, and he might actually still commit to this. Wouldn't be surprised. He's got that burrowed beetle to see if Fly goes for his second expansion as well. So XlorD right now fully aware of what's going on. 2 base to 2 base, but now with the mines running dry, who's going to take that second base? Do you even want to? Do you want to just get? He's getting Ghoul Frenzy upgrades. XlorD might be going for an all-in here. Screw the expansion. I might just try to end the game. And Mana Pot on the Cryptlord as well. Really going to be investing in some nukes. Full mana almost on the Undead heroes as well. This is going to be hard for Fly to fight.
Yeah, we'll see how many Wind Riders there are, of course. If there's not enough Fiends, you can get overwhelmed as the Undead. But if there are, you can kite back. You can nuke. There's invuln on both the crucial heroes, the Deathlight and the Lich for XlorD and the Cryptlord. Probably not going to fall, especially with the Heal Scroll and a Town Portal. So XlorD is safe. Fly has, of course, level 6 Torn Chieftain, has an invuln on the Farseer, Mana Pot, and Heal Scroll. 50 supply with a Shade on his army is Fly. And 59 for XlorD, who is now marching across the map. Lots of mana on the Undead as well, and we've seen how strong that nuke can be. The attempted second expansion for Fly is maybe canceled. Yeah, 1 beetle is all it takes.
Yep, the Spirit and the Nerubian should be able to hold off the Wolf. Actually doesn't even get the one accolade, and here comes an engagement over the expansion of Fly. TC just runs straight over to the red cap. He completely disregards the army. Fly, you have to get back here. Stomps have to be in, but right now, Undead is getting so much damage done here. Kodos does eat a Fiend, but XlorD targets that Kodo right away. Can he nuke it down in time? This is getting really dicey. I feel like XlorD kind of getting spread apart right now, thanks to that TC. The Stomp is so good. This is all in for XlorD.
How do you deal with the destroyers up in the air, though, now that the Raiders are being nuked down? There's not a lot of Wind Riders. A couple reinforcing the Tauren Chieftain. Level 6! XlorD! We're getting the ultimate, Ricky. Oh my god. And it's actually pretty value here for this all-in siege against the expansion. If XlorD can kill the expansion of Fly, he's most likely won this game. The Nova, the kiting. The Tauren Chieftain can't get in range. One Fiend possibly gonna fall. And of course, the Wind Riders don't really have a counter if those Fiends fall. The Stomp is huge. There's so many more Stomps, Ricky. The Farseer is the one that needs more mana, though, for Fly. Can he hold on to this expansion?
Just not enough damage. I mean, you could Stomp all day, but there's just no more units left. One more Wyvern about to go down, and at this point, XlorD can kind of just do this with the statues and 3 heroes, because DK's got full mana. I don't even know if XlorD knows that he's got coils. He hasn't been using them. Another statue about to go down, and XlorD should probably just start nuking down this Farseer. He doesn't have a Nova, but he does have Coil. Coil finally being used on one of the Fiends to keep it alive, and finally he goes for that Farseer now, but the Farseer does have an invul, and he needs to get... What does Fly do? He's just got no damage out, but he's stomping, but there's just nothing there to follow up. The last Wyvern goes down, and GG, XlorD, game 1 up. Oh my god.
What a crazy game. How many fights went back and forth there? I thought Fly had it for so long, and then XlorD with the heroes. My lord, I gotta hear what you guys think, Neo and Remo. What do you guys think about that game? Oh my god.
30-minute banger is what I call that. Crazy turnarounds, crazy tug of war. The splits by XlorD was the first exclamation point of this semi-final when the TC went in with level 3, and it looked like, oh boy, Fly is gonna take that fight, but then XlorD, I think that was the moment where I realized, oh, this guy is pretty good, gotta wake up for this, and once the splits were there, that was his fight to take. Second instance, Marketplace, fight was going XlorD's way, and then boom, level 5 TC, level 3 Stomp. Remo, you know how good that is.
Yeah, it was a really cool game by Fly. Also a stressful game for him with that tier 2 expansion. You're going to be stuck on tier 2 for a really long time. And XlorD, like he showed against Insub, he's really good at staying alive, at not dying. Fly tried to kill him off so many times, but XlorD just barely survives with his hero. Even the DK died at some point. He has 30 supply, 40 supply, whatever, hardly anything left, but he stays alive. And in the end, the tier 3 versus tier 2 advantage is just huge. If we're in the supreme late game with high-level heroes, tier 2 has no chance. So Fly played a difficult strategy there, a dangerous one. I wonder, couldn't he have gone to tier 3 instead? Perhaps that would have been the better choice.
Yeah, I agree with that. Even like a Shadowhunter third, the destroyers were dealt with so often than the wolves, and of course a Hex, I think maybe even more hero focus. And of course tier 3 upgrades with the Kodo upgrade, the Wind Rider upgrade with the poison. You know, not an orb necessarily, but maybe a Shadowhunter third as well. There's a few nice things you can get with tier 3 that I would have liked to see from Fly. He had the economy for a while, but at the end of the day, yeah, well played to XlorD. My god.
This is probably one of the highest level Orc versus Undeads that you can get in the world, and it's an incredible matchup as well. So explosive, a lot about heroes, but units are not... They matter as well. It's if this goes game 5, man, I won't complain. And I'm not complaining about your support for this tournament. $7,690 now, as Rakanishu is coming in with $10. XlorD or Fly, please beat happy, and greets to my coach Chaos. Greetings to Chaos.
This is kind of like, I know it's only game 1 and it's a best of 5, but this kind of opens up a whole new storyline, because we were thinking, some of us at least, that Fly is going to be the one that stomps happy even. But starting to go down to XlorD. XlorD is looking, not to take anything away from XlorD because he's so good. But this is looking like maybe the Europeans look really good today. XlorD, yeah, I mean, on tier 2 as Orc, it's really hard to get the damage output, especially if the Undead chips in, like Remo said, and just keeps getting stronger and stronger. But XlorD looking like, I mean, really good. He's like a cockroach. You can't kill him. Even in a nuclear blast, he's still going to survive. So it's tough. Do you stick with that style though, Carson? Like the Wyvern, like that was kind of gimmicky for Tidehunters. Do you kind of go back into like a Blade style that was Farseer Headhunter opener?
I think it's very much map dependent. Fly has a very diverse style, like in every matchup, honestly. I think on maps like Echo Isles, we're going to see that. On maps like, of course, Tidehunters, we're going to see that. Not necessarily, maybe on Last Refuge, we may see it as well, but not on maps like Concealed Hill or what else would we have? Amazonia, I'd probably expect to see a Blade Master. So we'll probably see Fly switch it up, but it really depends on the map, I would feel.
And we are figuring out what map this is gonna be. We had a couple of advanced technology thingies coming in for W3 Champions with the recent update for Season 7. If you see these games, then you're definitely interested in Warcraft, and if you're interested in Warcraft, you might know the fun map called Footman Frenzy. You can play that on War3 Champions now, and more is coming. Remo is waiting every day, spamming that Discord. Guys, when is it coming? When is it coming? Legion TD. We're just, I guess, days or weeks away.
Did you see it? They had the news earlier today on War3 Champions. They included it into the launcher, the map, and ladder is supposed to come in the next week or next few weeks. Megapog.
Floss is gonna tell us all about it right after this semifinal. Of course, we have the community manager and maybe by now CEO of War3 Champions on. Gonna ask him all about that. So yeah, Season 7 is live. Reconnect feature is in. More maps are being added, whether it's melee or non-melee or custom maps, whatever. You get so much for so little for free. So head over W3champions.com, download it, join us, and be awesome. That's just as awesome as Mr. J Getz, who threw us 25 euros. Thank you very much, my man. Oh, we have a game.
Champ. Yeah, we do. I'm really excited for possibly some archery tactics ladder. Maybe at the very least Harry Potter Wizard Wars poggers. Really good custom games. Hopefully they hear my recommendations and suggestions. But can we get into this game?
Yep.
Are we allowed? Do we have to go ahead? Do we have the green light?
Go.
All right. One, two, three. Let's go. XlorD coming out for XlorD and Carson. Our question's been answered.
Ooh.
We do see an adjustment. Blade Master, baby.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how Fly is going to deal with this XlorD. With a Blade Master, we've kind of had a consensus on how, the opinion of Hitman, of course, has been. I think Soen has kind of been doing that build a little bit, of course, and we've seen Lin do it a little bit as well. But we'll see what Fly. He's always kind of been a wild man when it comes to what units he chooses to go for. We saw that last game, just committing to those Wind Riders time and time again. So excited to see what he does with the Blade Master up against XlorD. This is something... Fly's been playing a lot of Farseer against XlorD, pretty consistently, even Farseer Firelord, Farseer Headhunters, Farseer Grunts, straight tech Wind Riders, but not a lot of Blade Masters, so we'll see what he goes for.
So far, so good for Fly as well, with the Peon Scout going to be able to see the Undead base, and the XlorD maybe sends that Blade over as soon as the giant sea turtle, gets killed. We'll see what the item is as well. Acolyte going to be scouting. Last hit. Oh! Didn't get it.
He didn't get it, Rick. I was like, let's go.
I was feeling it. You never know what's gonna happen. This is absolutely wild. It's going crazy. Okay, so finally, XlorD going to be building up some ghouls. He's got a Blight Skull. He's sold the TP. He's ready to rock and roll. We've seen how undeads can creep this if he wants to go for the expansion. Which one is he going for? Don't tell me you're going for the red, you absolute madman. You must be going for the turtle for level 2. There's no way. Okay. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know which one would actually be easier for XlorD to take. Of course, we know which one would be safer, but what one is easier to creep with a Blade Master on top of you? Probably neither of them. This isn't something I get to see too often. XlorD against Orc on Turtle Rock. The Expos are always... This is why it was such a bad human map, or considered a bad human map back in the day, because the expansions were very, very difficult. Fly has salves, gets that one turtle, denies the level 2 actually with that. That means no impale. And XlorD, he is teching now, Ricky. But remember, he did this last game and absolutely made it work. And he made it work against the Farseer Headhunters, which is a much easier way to pressure the XlorD's creeping. Oh, the Grunt, there's an impale. Oh, almost impale, rather. but he
Yeah, he
needs
probably
4
would've-
experience.
Probably would have wished that he had level 2. Can he lock it in anyway?
Oh
No,
my
Fly! Are you
God.
kidding? Windwalk gonna have to be used to get him out, but then the blade's gonna be low on mana. Does
Oh no!
Oh, what? It
My
failed!
God, XlorD, and now he's got that impale. All right, thank you, XlorD, for proving me right. You may have not had it before, but you definitely got it now. And Fly 1 Windwalk left. If he gets surrounded, he's gonna have to Windwalk out, and the harassment will be over, and this Criplord will be level 3.
And this is very this is good for XlorD because Graveyard coming out, Tech is in like we said, but he does have that 6th Acolyte. So if he wants to go for the expansion when the Blade leaves,
Fly.
he's got the option. Fly with a nice last hit there, about to get level 2 himself actually from Creep Jacks. Could go for that Acolyte. The Acolyte's so important. Might get level 2 from a Beetle, but the denies are crazy off the expansion level there. Oh, the Blade's surrounded.
Yeah, that's a mistake from Fly. He went for... Okay, he knows. He calculated it. He's got 1 more Windwalk, but there's a dust. Okay, Fly gets out, but the Grunt... Oh! Fly loses another Grunt. XlorD is out of his mind, Ricky. That's 2 Grunts. That's the Blademaster Harass gone. That's the expansion secured. XlorD is destroying Fly.
You can't leave. You can't leave once you're surrounded like that. Expansion going up as well in his face. This is the most disrespectful way to play Criplord, and probably gonna make Todd lose some sleep at night.
Another Grunt!
Another Grunt!
No way! Oh my God, is there a Windwalk to break him out? There's no Windwalk, Ricky. That's 3 Grunts for Fly. Fly 97%. Oh my God, XlorD! No way! What the hell is going on? This guy's playing out of his mind. The Turtle's digging into that Ziggurat, but I don't think XlorD's too worried about it. He's got 3 Grunts. That's the whole early game. Fly going into Wind Riders with a Torn Chieftain second, but this is just domination.
I feel like he has to now because you have no Grunt. There's no normal transition you could do. You just lost all your early game units. You have to go for something big. And yeah, the Sea Turtles be really annoying, actually. And this is kind of a problem. The Nerubian might finish, but it's so low. No, come on. Come on,
Please,
Fly.
Fly?
Oh, with the blade!
Oh, no, it's locked in. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here, XlorD. What is this? And now the Nerubian's up. Okay, and what are you doing, Fly? Nerubian, your blade is dead. Oh my God. That's 4 Grunts. That's the Blade Master dying. Is Fly gonna stay in this game?
That's everything, Carson.
Fly?
I don't even know. Level 3 on the Criplord. Expansion is up. Just needs to put some Acolytes on it, which he's going to do. DK coming out. I'm at a loss for words. Not only XlorD hitting these surrounds, but Fly's decision-making. A classic Fly move. And you might as well just give him the Torn Chieftain at this point. But going to try to do... What is he... Oh, okay, there's no Nerubian. The Nerubian was killed. But now, what's stopping XlorD from just going into the main base? Obviously, 2 Wyvern, but you might be able to get a burrow before any of this
He might be able to get just
effect.
He might just get every burrow here, Ricky. Maybe the expansion would be denied, but I think it'd be worthwhile trade. There's no War Mill, no spikes, no fortified.
Oh, XlorD trying to do a 4-point with the Ziggurat as well. Not going to work out.
Why
There's
not
no
at this
answer.
point?
There's no answer to the Wyvern right now. Does need web, does need fiends. Texted tier 3 right away. XlorD just doesn't care at all about the 2 Wyvern, apparently.
I don't think he cares about the expansion either. He's so far ahead, Ricky. He can just chill out. Like, he's about to be, what, level 4 Criplord? Okay, no, he's only level 3 Criplord because, oh, he didn't get experience for that blade, of course. It was killed by the Nerubian, but 4 Grunts and a Blade Master? I mean, I've never seen a game where an Orc comes back from that. Ever.
And the caliber of Fly, I mean, I get that's probably happened to Fly before just because it's Fly, but I've never seen it. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. These Wyvern, though, should be able to find these, should be looking for this army at least to do damage. Steal on the Turtle would be absolutely nuts. Does Fly got it? No, he doesn't got it.
Okay, the expansion's being dealt with by the level 1, 41 experience Torn Chieftain, Blade Master back out. The Wind Rider's doing a good job of tracking the undead army, so Fly's Blade's going to be on top, but he uses his only Windwalk early to try to get a steal, and don't forget, he could be surrounded if he doesn't have a Windwalk to get out of the surround. The gold mine's going to fall. But XlorD is doing the right play and just creeping. Just creep the whole map at this point.
Yeah, and XlorD does get the dust. As soon as he sees that Wyvern in there, he buys the dust. You're going to have to pop that invul. The Blade does have a Windwalk. You might have to pop that to get out. No impale, and the dust, it has been used on the blade. More damage on the blade. Fly, your blade's revealed. There's another coil. Are you kidding? Okay, not going to chase. XlorD not going to chase.
All right, still no anti-air, though. There's just coil for the anti-air. This Ogre Magi does go to the Death Knight to give him aura. Is there a stomp, perhaps, on the Criplord? Invuln was used before. There's a greater heal, though, but forcing both those consumables would be great for Fly, who's not looking too bad currently. But, of course, XlorD's still waiting to get his Tier 3 tech, still waiting to transition into Fiends to deal with the Wind Riders, but he's got certainly the experience advantage for now.
Yeah, just a very weird situation, right? Because XlorD doesn't end up keeping the expansion, and now he's on 3 base, but he needs to slowly transition into something that can stop these Wyvern. And right now, Fly is finally going to get Tier 3 for the first time in the series, so he can actually transition into whatever he wants in the late game. And despite losing everything at the beginning of the game, Fly still very much in this game if he continues to creep.
Yeah, Wind Riders are great for power creeping, absolutely. The Criplord is as well, but, you know, Wind Rider's just a little bit smoother to creep with. Of course, on a map like Turtle Rock, where you can creep the red and heal up for free, and it's one base, Ricky. But against the player of XlorD's caliber, I just do not feel Masked Wind Riders is the best army composition without, you know, of course, a second base. Okay, Fly's not going to lose his hero to creeps again. He gets... What does he get? He gets Cloak of Flames, which is actually pretty good in this position, especially you put it on the Torn Chieftain for that stomp, which he will do. But XlorD gonna get level 3 Death Knight most likely from this red camp, and level 4 Criplord, or at least close to both.
Doesn't land this around the Ogre Lord, but just should be able to just creep this up anyway. Where is that Lich? The Lich is just about to pop out. And Blade Master taking a bit of damage, but should be out. TC needs level 3 really bad. I don't know if he's going to get it from the Sea Turtle camp. Probably not. I don't know if this is enough experience.
No,
it's going to be close.
Yeah, but there's more red camps. There's still a lot of creeps for both players, although it does favor Fly currently, just with the architecture of the map. But if XlorD does go for that natural expansion outside of Fly's base, that would be a nice camp for him to steal away, and then I think the experience will be relatively even. And the Lich joins in now, can even probably get that Lich up to level 3 if XlorD tries to. It will be Tier 3, Tier 3. Kodo's coming out. 4 Wind Riders, and probably a Shadowhunter third. Yep, Shadowhunter third on the way. So Fly somewhat stabilizing, but without those 4 grunts, if he had those right now, I would say he definitely has a nice army, but with just Wind Riders, it can be rough. Oh, big steal here, potentially. Blade Master does get it, and gets the item. Impale, though. That's a dead blade! Oh, my God.
You'd think that he just wouldn't have those things happen to him anymore. He's so risky. Like, he's just so risky. And it's not work in this series, but sometimes it does work. And I know that Orc players at the highest level just constantly put their Blade Master to the brink, but oh, no. Another Nova and another coil.
Yeah, Lich out of range for it, but Fly gets it back. Fly 50 supply, XlorD 47. The heroes are great for XlorD, though, and the map control is there. And, of course, if Fly were to ever actually take a straight-up fight, once there's a couple of Fiends on the ground, the Wind Riders are just going to fall immediately, and that's 16 supply down immediately for Fly. But he's doing the right call and just power creeping. It's a lot of gold invested in that Blade Master now. 4 grunts, 2 Blade Master losses. All right.
Yeah, we are starting to see the late game transition for Fly, though. Sitting at 50 supply, he's got the Berserker upgrade. Eventually, it's going to be Berserker Kodo on Tri-Hero. If he can manage to creep up, I mean, all the camps are pretty much gone. There's just a couple Ogre Orange camps, the red camp that XlorD is about to take right now. And I feel like camp-wise, XlorD's taken way more experience off the map.
Yeah, there's not really much left for Fly to take. He can take the turtle in between his base and the red camp that he crept previously, but XlorD is going to be able to get the remainder of the shop, his red camp, that orange camp above it, so there'll be more creeping again for XlorD in the long run. Can the Shadowhunter get level 3, I wonder? As Fly is going to get Blade Master level 4, actually. The Orc heroes are pretty good. It's incredible that Fly is in a position where maybe, just maybe, he could win a fight in the future.
Beautiful creeping from XlorD. Solo creeping that Lich. There's the secured level 3. Robe of the Magi as well. Great item. And XlorD's ready to rock and roll. 50 supply, getting Burrow, getting another Fiend as well. He'll finally be breaking as soon as this, well, he's already got 60, but he's got another Ziggurat for 70. Still got this token Nerubian if he does want to expand, which he definitely has the economy for. There's the Acolyte as well. Does the Blade get it, though? Coil maybe on the Acolyte before it gets in there. Okay, Nerubian's going to stop this. Blade. Fly only has one Windwalk, man. It's so dangerous to be playing with fire when you go after XlorD like
look
that.
Look at that Lich, dude. Plus 14 intelligence, 600 mana, and XlorD got it to level 3. This Impale Nova combo, although, yeah, well, at least Nova on the Wind Riders, but Impale Nova once there's more ground units for Fly, as he does go into Raiders now and Berserkers. It's going to be... That's a lot of Novas, man. That's a whole lot of Novas.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Carson. The army for Fly doesn't really look that scary. Tiny Great Hall about to be going down for Fly. Finally, he'll have an expansion, but he needs to break. And honestly, this army won't be scary until he's maybe 60, 62. He needs more units because right now, if XlorD gets those same webs that he was getting in the last game and just picks off even one, maybe even two Wyvern off the bat, which he could with the nukes alone, Fly has nothing. And we're in the same spot where your only damage output is this Blade Master. So I'm still very worried for Fly's chance in this game. This Tiny going to help this out, but XlorD is in a commanding lead, and I don't even blame him. Sitting on this expansion, why not? Try it out.
Yeah, currently I feel like there's really no chance for Fly to win a fight. There's more Fiends than there are Wind Riders. Those are all going to die immediately. The Stomp would have to be huge. I mean, there's insane items for Fly, but also they're great on the side of XlorD, so... because both players have crept up a storm. There's going to be about 40 stomps, though. So are you ready for this, XlorD? Can you split your Fiends against the stomps?
Oh my god,
it's just dead.
Is there, though?
It's just dead. There's just no saving it. It's just a dead Tord Chieftain. Drops the gauntlets, and the Wind Riders are all webbed out of position, and this is a foregone conclusion ever since the early game, I feel like, Ricky.
NA lol, more like Asia lol. XlorD, if he finishes Fly and goes on to Happy, he might be able to kill every single region. Playmaster GG 2-0 for XlorD.
Help me out, guys. Help me out. What did we just what did we just see?
Yeah, that was a great game by XlorD right there. And Fly, his Blade Master style counter against the Cryptlord, perhaps not as on point. We always reference Hitman. The Hitman style, which can be really good, and on that map should work out especially well because there it's hard to creep the expansion for the Undead. I think he was just way over aggressive. Why was the Blade harassing already so early at the green camp? Why did he use all that mana? Of course, he got the first grunt surrounded. That's where the panic started. But shouldn't the Blade just creep level 2 first, get some items, get some healing and so on, and then come in with the harass? On this map, the Undead has to delay the expansion creep for a good while. Perhaps he can play it very, very greedy, going for the natural on top of the hill, but you can have a Peon Scout there, should be looking there. I think Fly was just way over aggressive. If he creeps level 2 first, gets some more items, is a little more patient, that could be much, much better. But yeah, I mean, after that early game, there's no recovering possible. Honestly, he made a decent game out of it, considering that early. But he is just a little too aggro. And I love what you said earlier, the aggression against XlorD, it doesn't work out. It was Insub's end, and it seems to be Fly's end as well. Game 1, he did a good job, but Fly needs to curb his aggression. Otherwise, XlorD is going to make him run into his sword.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Of course, Fly is born aggressive and he's going to continue to play aggressive. That might be his demise, but that's how he plays, and sometimes we love it, and sometimes, this happens. This was probably the second time I saw a German player play a perfect early game against Fly. Last time was against yours in the winner bracket, WCA 2015. RIP. But yeah, holy smokes, that was a slap in the face this early game right there. And XlorD, I really thought he would be struggling against Foggy. Wasn't the case. I thought he would be struggling against Fly. So far, not really the case. Taking a 3-minute breaker, that gives us some time to thank a couple of people. For example, Mr. Fakeface, who contributes $10 to the prize pool. It's a day of the Lord, indeed. Looking very good for XlorD. $7,700 now. Can we make this all sevens? That would be a nice view. Jay Gads, thank you for gifting also 5 subs here. Jenny Prenzelberg, our beloved viewer from Berlin, 55 month, and 55 grunts killed. Smell an undead mirror final. Mr. Lucas, almost 2 years here. Grassfish, 3 years. Thank you very much, guys.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. I don't even know what's going on.
I think my people are gonna say, "Oh my God, you're giving Fly advice," but this is what I think Fly is doing wrong. I think Fly against the Crippler with that Blade Master, he weighs getting rid of that expansion too much. Whereas players like Hitman or people emulating Hitman's style, they just delay it. They delay it without losing anything. They don't lose grunts. They don't lose Blade Masters. They don't commit units into stopping the expansion. They just commit time and mana and heal salves into delaying the expansion. And then they just worry about getting that counter expansion as early as possible and getting a fighting army. Whereas Fly seems to think, and probably for good reason, he needs to stop this Cripplord expansion at all cost. And the cost has so far been 2 lost games, honestly.
Yeah, it's a good point. We've talked to Hitman about this, and he says it really depends on how important the expo is, but he never really says it's an essential. And I mean, Fly really dove in to get that canceled, and it didn't work out. So, yeah, what do you change here? Do you just play if he delays it, it becomes a different game. Also, this Wyvern style, obviously he had to do that on Tidehunters. I didn't hate it. Obviously, he had to do it on TR because he lost 4 grunts. But let's say you don't do that. Just play a legit game against ORC, just play clean, play by the book. He's doing these gimmicky builds. It's been 2 games in a row. You're on the brink of getting 3-0'd if you keep this up. And
he does this as 1-2-0 too. He just does weird builds. The last series I remember him playing, of course, has been a more recent one. He was going like Firelord and stuff and just diving into the base and dying. Fly just seems, his builds do seem weird against undead, and it seems like he really I'm sure he knows what to do against Crippler, but his builds just seem different from everyone else's and different in maybe not a good way.
I look into our match Reno, and that is a very good way of looking at it, because we got another contribution here. Sa Nation, also longtime viewer, longtime supporter, $20 to the cause, 7720. Thank you. I want more games. I feel like we get robbed of epicness.
We're getting owned. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
We've made 3 best of 5s, and we're just getting 3-0, 3-0. What's
3-0, 3-0, 2-0 so far. Jesus, yeah, actually, what's going on? The game's been great, but
the question here is, I guess, can we turn the ship around? Carson, Bido, go sailing.
Okay, yeah. In the bottom left, we have XlorD, and he's just gonna keep
away. Sorry,
he's gonna do the same thing. He's just gonna open up Cripplord, and why not? And this time we see Fly going Blade, not Farseer Headhunters. But can he make those adjustments on LR? Another map where you could easily creep out green, play clean, and still meet up on the XlorD's Cripplord expansion. So we'll see how Fly does this. But right now, I mean, Fly's an underdog in the series because he's getting owned. He's getting destroyed.
Yeah, it's gonna be Blade against Cripplord again. Fly, one of the greatest Orc players of all time. Can you make the proper adjustments strategically to deal with this European domination with the Cripplord? I don't know. If XlorD continues with those surrounds from last game, it's going to be rough, but Fly definitely. If anyone could do it in this tournament, it could certainly be him. He beat Infi yesterday, and he beat Infi yesterday, Rick. He beat Infi, and can he beat XlorD, or is he going to get 3-0'd? Can you imagine the storyline? XlorD goes through Fly, XlorD 3-0 Happy. That's what I'm guessing. That's what's going to happen. 3-0 against Happy in the grand finals. How about that? What would people think? What would people say, Ricky?
Yeah, we always come to this path in the road, right? Where XlorD plays out of his mind in the quarters and the semis and meets Happy, and we get the same old song and dance. But today, I just want to feel like it's different, man. He's so composed today. Right side of the bed, I don't know what it was, but he looks so solid. He doesn't look like he's hesitant at all, and he's playing some of the best players in the world. And we saw that yesterday against Foggy, who easily was the favorite. Fly, who's easily the favorite. And XlorD just comes again and again and again and makes it work. XlorD going to be going straight for the expansion this time. No small green camp. Ooh. And Fly with their speed scroll wind walk, trying to get there for the Ogre. Dust is on the blade.
Oh, he doesn't get it though, but Fly gets the claws. That's pretty great. Gonna get a ghoul as well, but only one windwalk left, so one surround and this Blade Master will be forced to leave pretty much forever. Ziggurat coming up. That could be canceled. It will be canceled as well. The Trapper gonna go. One more Trapper will be that Impale, Ricky, so Fly has to be prepared for that.
That surround on the Grunt was so close, and I feel like Fly kind of needs to get out of here. Nice beetle control, going to cancel the salve. Okay, Windwalk secures it. Could see an Impale, but Windwalk Blade is a little dangerous. It's a little bit of a wasted dust there.
I don't think it was necessarily wasted. He got the salve canceled, and Fly had to break his Windwalk, his only Windwalk, to resalve. So I think it was certainly worth it. The gold mine coming up. Fly, what are you going to do? In this position, you can try to intercept the Acolytes and cut them off. But again, Fly creeps the item. Speed scrolls there. Doesn't get anything other than the claws and I think one ghoul out of it. But again, a very big commitment to try to stop this expansion. And he hasn't stopped it yet. He's going to perhaps go for the gold mine now, baiting with the Grunt to the left. Yeah, that's going to be a gold mine attempt cancel. There's just a staff, though. If he gets surrounded, Fly's just going to get surrounded and then impaled, Ricky. He might get the cancel, but he's going to lose his blade here.
Yeah, that's a dead blade.
It's a dead 100%. Blade. Again, he's committing everything to stopping this expansion, and I don't necessarily agree with it. Now the blade's dead.
Doesn't even need the impale. Just dead.
Level 3 Cripplord now. He's just going to take the Merc Camp now, too. Level 3, the Tier 2's not done. The Tier 2's going to be done, and the Shadowhunter is going to be far behind. Oh, the Torn Chieftain behind that blade. Just take the Merc Camp, XlorD. Level 3 Cripplord, the expansion's going to come up, canceled once, delayed, but not lost forever. And this will be level 3 Cripplord, level 2 Beetles in the main base of Fly, most likely.
This is a huge camp that XlorD's going to get away with. Like you said, this is level 3. This is very good item. Expo's going to go up. 5 Acolytes are there. Ready, Blade Master, dead. Double Bestiary again. You know, there's a reason why fast is never in competitive tournaments. Its style sucks against
oh my God.
It's just so gimmicky. But Fly feels like he needs to do it, you know, and more power to him. Belt of Giant Strength for the Cripplord. We won't see that Fiend transition until much later. The Graveyard a little bit late, and we saw XlorD goes for, honestly, Tier 3 before Web in the last game.
Fly again, just running at this expansion. He's just going to go for the gold mine cancel. Acolytes are surrounding a Grunt. Maybe he's going to get it. The staff is off cooldown. He's going to at least lose a Grunt here, though. Again, I say, throwing everything to stop this expansion. He might even lose 2 Grunts here. Okay, one might even be worth this cancel, but still, it's all your creeping potential. It's your Shadowhunter being stuck, or your Torn Chieftain being stuck on level 1. It's your Blade Master being stuck on level 1. Blind Impale. Okay, doesn't have the mana. Could have actually got that kill if he had the mana. But that's a Grunt going down. That's all the health invested, all the time invested. He gets the gold mine again, though. So Fly, it's not as though he's getting nothing out of this, but the tech comes through now for XlorD. But although Wind Riders cannot be countered for quite a while, Ricky. It's going to be a while.
Yeah, the Nerubian can slow him down, but that's the only thing that shoots up. And we saw this window from Fly before with at least 2 Wyvern. They killed a bunch of beetles, fed the blade a bit. Fly, you can do it again?
I think XlorD should send these beetles probably into the main base too. There's no spell.
XlorD's blocking his path to the mine. That's
Oh my! Wait, he can't get attacks off. Oh my God! If there was dust, this blade would have been dead twice over the Grunt. This would be an insane surround. I don't think XlorD's gonna lock it in, but he's trying to defend this expansion. I think he's gonna get it up now, but Wind Riders are gonna be here. Ricky, Torn Chieftain gonna be here, salving up as the Blade Master. Still level 1 though on the Blade Master. First Wind Rider here though. Perhaps a gold mine cancel again. This would be this would be worth the aggression if he gets it a 3rd time.
Yeah, the Wyvern in range now can pot shot this mine only in range of the Nerubian. Spirit Tower not going to do much damage. Here comes the 2nd Wyvern. It's going to keep this mine at bay. We could see some repairs, actually. I don't know if these Wyvern can actually kill it, but a Berserker being bought for XlorD wants more damage. Getting a Wyvern here would be crazy good. And in the meantime, Fly stealing some of these camps. And this is a good idea for Fly. Steal some of these green camps. Try to level up your heroes while stealing the DK, the Lich's eventual experience.
Oh. Perfect from XlorD. He's just going to go into Gargs. He knows he's going to be 2 base against 1 base. He knows Fly is fully going to be committing into Wind Riders like he did last game. Although there are Raiders coming out as I say that. But he's just going to go into Gargs because he knows he'll have the air dominance. Even if there's Bats committed, he's still going to have... Oh, and he cancels. Okay, he's just going to go into Fiends. Well, I'm wrong again. Forget that.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting.
I think Gargs wouldn't be too bad here, but the Creep Jack is going to be decent as well. There's so many Beetles. The Torn Chieftain is still level 1, Ricky. No Stomp, do note. There's just Aura.
Yeah, with how much Fly commits to Wyvern, wouldn't be the worst decision in the world. Or maybe, you know, Fly's baiting Gargs with eventual Raider transition, but still, Gargs super effective if you get a mass of them.
Yeah, I guess Fiends are fine. Fiends are the better choice. Fiends are the better choice. Crippler forced into an invuln. There's no Town Portal for XlorD. And Fly finding some kills here with the lacking anti-air, of course. Oh, Ward? This is the stomp? It's there? Okay, he's going to force the Town Portal. I'm pretty sure he forces the Town Portal. Does he get out of range of the Ward? There's no dust, of course. Stomp? Is he still in range of the Ward?
It would appear so. Not anymore. Yes?
Yeah.
Not anymore. Not. Oh, wow. That was close. Slaughterhouse and Temple of the Damned off double crypt expansion. This is going to be a lot of Fiends, a lot of statues, and some Banshees. Everything that XlorD will need.
Yeah. Death Knight as well. And Fly, he's going to do something similar to the last. He's going to creep up a storm, going tier 3 to get that tiny Great Hall. It will be late, but better late than never. XlorD actually leaves a Berserker as expansion to help against those Wind Riders. He's going to have a lot of units. He's not teching quite yet. He could go for a tier 2 push, of course, but there's nothing really to push unless he goes to the main base.
Fly going to be able to put down an expansion. Very nice so far. XlorD has been creeping and focusing on macro and giving Fly enough time, which is good for Fly. Fly could finally get some stuff done, start to macro, start to expand, and DK finally coming out. But XlorD's playing very calm. He doesn't want to blow this by attacking too early. And actually, Fly going to take a fight here, and this is looking pretty decent. But do you want to fight with a slow Halls of the Dead? I don't know.
And 2 Fiends here is probably enough, unless the Stomps are big. Going for the Death Knight. 3 Wind Riders up in the air. Only level 1 coil, of course, so there's no Impale. 2 on the ground. This Ogre Magi is going to be a great item for whoever gets it, and it looks like it will maybe Fly with a nice Stomp. Gets the Mana Stone. Who got it? The Blade Master did get it. Torn Chieftain falls to a coil. Level 2 Torn Chieftain, actually. And Fly, the aggression. It's buying time for the expansion to get up, but... And he also gets the Mana Stone, but losing the Torn Chieftain, now that he cannot creep up, I guess he can creep his Blade to level 4.
Okay, Blade Master trying to steal any... That Mana Stone steal was actually brilliant. It's going to help him out so far. TC on his way back out. Ensnares. Blade Master trying to right-click some of the damage output. Blade taking a lot of damage. No way! It's... Coil? Coil might be able to do it.
Just under the threshold. Wow, a nice kill from Fly on the Death Knight now. Trading blow for blow. There is an Impale, so Fly's got to be careful with that Blade Master, of course. Another greater mana pot goes to the Crypt Lord. Nice for XlorD, of course. A lot of mana items on the field now with that Mana Stone as well. From earlier, Torn Chieftain, about to be out, though, was immediately rebuilt by Fly, and the expansion seems to be safe. 62 against 44 supply is doable for the Orc if the Orc is on tier 3.
Yeah, tier 3 just hit, though, and still, I feel like XlorD kind of would have had a timing here if the DK was still alive, although level 1, he should be able to come out really quickly, and I feel like XlorD still wants to hit some sort of a timing here. Yep. He's committed to tier 2, and he's got the food count, he's got the army. He might still be able to do some damage, but he needs that DK for sure. DK finally comes back out with a Fiend as well. The webs are decent so far. TC finally comes back, and he's got Mana Stone and Potion of Greater Mana. This TC might have a lot of stomps. One Fiend going down right away. Is XlorD able to kill these Wyvern?
Well, Kodo eats, but Kodo dies. That is a 2-for-1 trade so far. The Banshee would make it a 3-for-1 in the favor of Fly, but I did not see him trading this favorably for this long. Wind Rider falls. Level 3 on the Torn Chieftain. Stomps could be great, but where's the follow-up damage? I say again for the third game in a row. Where is the follow-up damage to these Stomps? The Berserk is going to fall as expected, but the Tier 3 is done. The expansion is done, but neither have kicked in for Fly. A perfect timing from XlorD. And I think this is a 3-0, Rick.
I think Fly's just dead. TC Surround would be icing on the cake, but yeah, there's nothing he can do. 59 supply Impale going for the TC Speed Scroll to avoid the Surround. Is XlorD a god? No, but the coil could be in there. And I mean, what? We still got so many fiends. Carson still Banshee statue for healing, and DK and XlorD looking very good as he continues to pump more and more units. 64 supply for the ORC, and even with an expansion, Carson, he just lost too much in those Wyvern that he heavily committed to all series.
Yeah,
they're not going to help him on LR.
66 against 39 supply, and this is probably the last time we're going to see Fly in this tournament. The Banshee's cursed, the Shadowhunter's out, but there's not even an orb for Fly currently. He could not even kite and try to pick off statues to the back. The expansion's not mining. XlorD could probably tech tier 3 even if he wanted now, but the Impale's there. Fly has 2 units. Okay, there's the tier 3 tech for XlorD. The expansion will fall eventually to the Beetles. XlorD just has to sit here patiently, which we know he's going to be able to do. The peons seem to be running into the main base. I hope those bad boys got pillage, Rick.
Yeah. Yeah, what more can you do? XlorD could probably just grant him pillage. It still wouldn't matter, I don't think. Blademaster trying to right-click, but even if you get this fiend right now, what are you going to do? The Blademaster taking damage. Shadowhunter out of mana. Blademaster does have a Windwalk. Dust isn't there for XlorD, but he can honestly just buy his time. The Beetles are still shotting down this expansion. TC getting nuked down as well. So many Banshees, so many Fiends. Fiends have +1 attack too. Just incredible damage to the Raiders.
Oh, the Crepes. The Crepes get involved. Fly says GG. XlorD's in the grand finals against Happy. Extremely well played to him. And it's a European grand final. What do you know? You guys probably aren't surprised, are you?
The West will not be conquered, and we get our rematch of War3 Champions Season 2, and also a rematch of, I think, War3 Champions Season 4, where Happy was the roadblock to XlorD. That happened 2 times already, but 3 times a charm, or what, Remo?
Hopefully so. I mean, they met in Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4, right?
Oh.
Every time it went to Happy. Usually Happy is the top dog here. Only one single time XlorD was able to beat Happy. That was in the DreamHack group stages. It's 12-11 in favor of Happy, but XlorD is looking as strong as we've ever seen him. Eliminating Insub easily, taking out Foggy after, and then 3-0ing Fly as well. XlorD the German in the grand final, and Undead Mirror to decide it all. It is still with the Europeans here, this decision. Everyone was thinking, with Asia getting involved, now the East is going to take over and they're going to conquer War3 Champions. Like Infi proclaimed, but it wasn't Infi, it wasn't Fly, not Lawliad, not Soin. It's our 2 European Undeads in the grand final.
Yeah, they look crazy scary. Your support is once again overwhelming. We got another tenor by Bartolomeo 86. Yes, my lordy. Probably cheering for XlorD as well. Foggy was able to take a best of 5 off of Happy. XlorD was able to take a best of 3 off of Happy. So, yeah. Will it happen? Or will it be the ever-reigning Emperor? Of course, prior to that, we're gonna hear from Floss, 2 times daily, community manager of War3 Champions. First of all, we're gonna send you into a little break, and then let's see what War3 Champions has to offer up next. See you in a bit.